Well, hopefully this isn't going to be one of those projects when I'm underestimating how long it's going to take. I expect it to take maybe a couple of days and then it ends up being like a whole month. Hello and welcome back. My name is Jennifer and we're going to continue with this huge summer project which is going to give my whole balcony a complete makeover. In this video we're going to focus on adding some lighting in this balcony. And I have been a huge fan of finding stuff in nature and then making some kind of home decor with it. Especially finding some kind of branches in different sizes, hopefully some that are more of a thicker and more durable kind of wood. I actually have a branch that I found, I think it was last year. What I did with that one, I had these kind of icicle Christmas lights that I had more like wrapped around it, and it gave it a look of a kind of lamp in the ceiling, but I realized that having two of these wrapped around this branch, it was a bit too busy and a little bit messy, and also it covered up so much of the actual branch that you really didn't get that kind of cozy, natural nature look to it. So I'm going to go another direction. I have removed all of these lights on the branch, and I have also trimmed the branch down because it was a bit too long, and it also had these very small looking branches that would just snap off. And those parts I just removed, and now I have the branch that I want to use, so it's just a complete naked canvas for me to work on. Just like I did with the branches that I attached to my walls, I'm going to give this one a backlit effect, so the light is going to light up the ceiling and gives this kind of silhouette look. I have some hooks in the ceiling from when I attached this one before, and then I'm just going to use some kind of cord or maybe some thicker macrame thread or something, because I used chains before, but I didn't like that look, so I want something softer, and I think that using some kind of jute cord or something could work perfectly. I have a fairy light that has this thin metal thread with all of these LED lights in it, and it has this USB stick that you can attach to an adapter and then connect to a cable instead of having something that goes on batteries and you have to replace the batteries all the time. And that one, it has different effects in the light, so sometimes it has this blinking lights or it has this fade lights or just static lights. You just press the button and then you can choose which one you want, and then it has a timer that goes, I think it was like 6 hours and then 18 hours off. And I think that one is going to be much easier to attach to the back side of the branch. I think I'm going to try to use staplers to keep them in place. I don't think I'm going to do that much with the actual branch. I think it's beautiful as it is with its natural finish, and I don't want to disturb that kind of natural look, so I'm going to keep it as it is and then just attach fairy lights on the back side. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to show you now how I'm going to attach the fairy lights to the branch, and then I'm going to show you me attaching it to the ceiling of the balcony. Yeah, it's not attached, so I had to connect it like up there, so that's why it's hanging like this. But this is basically the effect that I'm going for. It's definitely going to be much easier for me to like pull the strings a bit or the thread here, so it can actually make the string lights a little bit longer, so I might be able to attach the string lights to more surface area than I have right now, because now I have just wrapped it around some of these branches here and there, and that's going to remove some of the length of this string light. But as soon as I'm attaching these with staplers, hopefully that's going to help me be able to attach this string light to more surface area of this branch. But so far it's definitely an improvement from before, and the effect that I'm going for the ceiling is just coast factor, so I don't want anything that is like super bright, so the brightness that these lights give me is going to be perfect for the effect that I'm going for. after I have temporarily placed the string lights to the backside of the tree branch, the only tool that I'm going to use is actually just a regular staple gun and staple step by step the string light into place. The method that I have when I'm actually attaching the string light to the backside of the tree branch is to make it sort of go with the flow of the actual branch itself. I'm also trying to stretch out the actual string lights as much as I can so I can cover the majority of the surface of the backside of the tree branch, so I will get this backlit effect. At least I hope I will get this kind of backlit effect. We're going to see that once the actual string lights are attached. And I'm also making sure that I'm looking at the staple gun and making sure that the string lights are placed in the center of the staple gun, so I know that the actual staples won't be stapled into the actual metal thread that are attaching these string lights together, but actually just having these string lights right in the center of all of these staples. That's all there is to it. It's nothing complicated about it. I'm just making sure that the string lights, when they are going back and forth in the movements between all the branches, that they are not overlapping too much, that they have a little bit of a gap between them, so the lights actually get distributed much better and it's more of an even brightness when it comes to the actual lights that it's going to be catched on the backside of the tree branch when it's attached to the ceiling. So now the entire string light is attached with staples on the backside of the tree branch, and we're going to see if it works. And it seems to work fine. All the little lamps in these string lights seems to work, and nothing was ruined during the process of adding the staples. And also you can see here what it looks like when I have turned the branch around, so it has more of this backlit effect. I'm also going to turn off the light, so maybe you can see it much better, but since it's still bright sunlight outside, it's pretty hard to actually capture what it's going to look like once it's dark and has this light source that's going up to the ceiling. So we're going to see what that looks like, but for now it looks just the way I wanted it. For the actual attachment, I do not want to use chain links like I used before because I think it looks too harsh, so I'm going to use these thicker macrame strings, just wrap them around like loops around the tree branch to the bottom part and to the upper part of the tree branch. I made the strings a little bit longer, so if I have to, then I can wrap this around the tree branch in more loops until I get to the length that I need to have it attached to the ceiling. So what I did is I start with the upper part of the tree branch and making sure that it's attached to the hook in the ceiling, and then I just wrap the understring loop around the bottom part of the tree branch. And I realized as I was actually trying to attach the bottom part of the tree branch to the hook in the ceiling that I have actually attached the string loop on the upper part of the tree branch too far in, so I had to adjust the upper part again before I could attach the bottom piece. It was an easy fix, I just had to doing some reverse trip, but it was just something about a couple of seconds and then the problem was fixed. Once that was done, I was going to just attach the cable to the string lights, and I pressed the button to the static lights. Since it's summertime, I just want to have this static light, but when it starts to get closer to Christmas, I can change the effect on the string lights and add more of a blinking light so it looks more like Christmas lights. This project was so ridiculously fast make compared to the other projects, because I had the benefits that I already had this branch, and I had already done some pre-work on it, and already also had some of these hooks attached on the ceiling on the balcony. So basically the only thing that I had to do in this video was just attach the string lights on the back side of the branch and then just attach it to the ceiling. Basically I just wanted to show you something a little bit different, and it's not something you see every day when it comes to light sources indoors or outdoors. And yeah, this is a pretty unique looking style of having some lights in the ceiling on either your balcony or just any ceiling. It's light still outside, so I have to wait and see how it's going to look once it starts to get very dark outside, and hopefully it's going to give that illusion of a backlit effect. And I'm obviously going to, as soon as I can see that result, I'm going to record it, so you're probably going to see it during the time I'm speaking right now. This was a very simple project compared to everything else. So this part is now finished, and I can move on to another part of this balcony makeover journey, and probably next part is going to be about me adding the curtains to the balcony, but we'll have to see. So I hope you enjoyed the process of me creating this light source for the ceiling of the balcony. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you know when I'm uploading stuff, you get notified, and so on and so forth, you know. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next project.